I am Helen Cassady and I have successfully completed the Advanced Coaching Certificate for Leadership Coaching, which has been immensely rewarding.
Brilliant. Thanks, Helen. And just for sort of context for everybody, so you've been a head, an executive head, you've taken schools from special measures to outstanding, and also an assistant director of education, and now doing educational consultancy stuff. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That's all the things that I've done. Yes.
What have I missed?
I am successful teacher. And I held position of AST, and I took a school which went from special measures to good, and we were judged the most improved school for progress in the country, and we were awarded that national award because of that. So yes, that's some of the things that I've done.
Absolutely. I know that you really downplay your achievements as well, don't you? Because when I Googled you, I saw all these amazing things that and you did achieve so much as well, you know, with working with the trust, you know, in your director of education role.
Definitely. I mean, in that role, and I'm working in that executive leadership role, or any executive leadership role, coaching was absolutely paramount. And so that's why I very heavily invested in it, not only in my own practice but also within some of the other schools.
Fab. And you know how you said you've just recently completed the Coaching in Schools program, and you know you're obviously a strong advocate for it. That's why you invested in it. So if you were to sum up the Coaching in Schools program in 3 words, Helen, what would you say?
Revolutionary, inspirational, and exciting.
Wow, fantastic. So what makes it revolutionary?
Before at times I thought, oh, you know, I've got to fix things. I've got to fix it. Well, actually, no, you've got to empower the person to fix it. It gives you the tools to be able to do that. And I found that very uplifting and really liberating, to be honest.
Brilliant. Yeah, because it's that whole mindset shift, isn't it? And then you realise the benefits for yourself, and you're like, oh my God, why haven't I been doing this for years?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So revolutionary from that point of view. Inspirational, you said as well.
Yeah.
So what made you pick inspirational?
I picked inspirational because that's how I feel really inspired by it. And I think that why I feel inspired is because of the difference that I see it having on the people that I'm coaching, and how it empowers them, how it motivates them, how it builds their confidence, and how much they gain from it in a very short period of time. And you know, I think because of that, because it's making a difference and it's supporting and helping leaders, that's what I find really inspiring. I find myself being very excited by it because I'm very keen to share the difference that that it has made, and I find it really exciting that they're doing this school improvement work. They are growing and developing as leaders themselves, and that means they're being highly effective, or becoming highly effective, or even more effective, and it's making a difference for young people.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. So would you recommend it then, Helen?
Oh yeah, 110%, Annie, without a doubt. And I have been recommending it.
If you're talking to a head teacher who was thinking about doing the Coaching in Schools program, what would you say to them?
That it is a worthy investment, which will empower their staff to find their solutions, and it will change the culture in the way that the head teacher wants it to change.
Brilliant.
And in the long term, it will impact positively on school improvement and the education of young people.
Fab. So let's just unpick it a little bit. So first of all, how do you think the training is useful for head teachers, let's say?
It gives them the toolkit to use, but it gives them the key questions to ask. And you always think, oh, I know those questions. But actually, when you've got to be very, very concise and ask, and use those tools when using that questioning, it's actually a very skilled thing. But by doing that, you communicate much more effectively.
Yeah, 100%.
And that enables, and then just to give that time and that space for that person to sit, to think. And one of the things which I found most powerful is the use of silence.
Yeah.
And I found that to be the hardest, because as a head, you're like, rah, 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 and you could do, and actually you just need to be quiet and give that person some thinking space. And I think that's why it's so very powerful. It's made my leadership different.
Okay.
Because everything now, I'm using those skills wider, like the paraphrasing and the clarification, etc.
Yeah.
And I'm using that in my everyday life, whilst at work, and I'm empowering that person, and that's making a big difference. So it makes me think very carefully about what sort of questions that I need to ask. And also I'm very mindful to give those people real thinking time, so that they can respond, and then using that question for them to be able to really explore the different options of what they could do. And that's been, again, really, really powerful. Really powerful.
Brilliant. And how's that different to what you were doing before?
When I look back, there's times when I would say, okay, this is what you need to do. And there are cases where you do need to do that.
Yeah.
But also I would give people lots of ideas and things. And yes, there is a place for that. But if they're going to have that autonomy, that I've got to guide them and support them, and challenge their thinking to find their own solutions, so that it is effective and it gets the outcome which is actually needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because when you're having to kind of put in and give that advice and that guidance and that, it does put a lot of pressure on you a lot of the time, doesn't it?
So it does. And you find yourself saying, well, I'll just pick that up for you. And what I'll do is, well, actually, no, it's for them to do, because they've got to solve it. Otherwise, you're disempowering them.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. So just thinking about the impact of your coaching on another member of staff, let's say, from using the system, just talk me through, what the person was like before and then after, so that people can get a sense of the contrast and the impact that your coaching made. So what was it like before, in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, the coachee lacked a great deal of confidence, had a lack of direction and clarity, and was very lost and hesitant of driving school improvement forward, didn't feel empowered. And so after the coaching, that person's confidence had increased.
Good.
Made a significant difference in terms of the direction. They felt empowered. They had a clear action plan, development plan, knew how to go about it, knew where they wanted to be by when, and was incredibly motivated. And also confidence had increased significantly, and that person didn't feel intimidated by others anymore, and she knew exactly what was needed and how to do that.
Good. And what difference did that make for her leadership and the school as in general?
So for her leadership, it gave her that autonomy and that status. And it was ensuring that the school had a clear direction for driving that improvement further in the crucial area of curriculum and teaching and learning. So that was really important for them.
Brilliant. Fantastic. So it's great coaching from you.
Well, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good to see that how that person really developed.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Just being able to be part of that journey and everything.
Yeah.
And just knowing that person, Helen, what do you think would have happened if you hadn't coached them?
I think that person would have let themselves become very disgruntled.
Yeah.
Would have not thought about how she could take people with her.
Yeah.
And as a result, had the potential to feel quite demoralized, but she felt very empowered.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned a lot of, really good examples of the impact and the difference that your coaching's made. So just thinking about that impact, how did the actual impact compare with what you originally hoped for when you signed up for it?
Oh, well, it exceeded my expectations. I knew that I needed to invest in coaching. We had got to empower the leaders to be able to lead with accountability yet support.
Yeah.
And therefore, I was looking for that to really empower leaders. But how powerful! I mean, it exceeded every expectation. To be honest, we really did exceed. Just very much from my own coaching experience, seeing coaching leaders in different contexts, in different circumstances, and with every single one of them, there's a marked change in their leadership. And I was getting feedback from in terms of head teachers directly. I mean, in the sense that they would say, I would say, okay, we're halfway through the coaching, and they would say, so positive. I've seen a real change. So positive. And I wouldn't ask them anything about it. They actually came and found me.
So what would you say to a head about value for money?
Absolutely value for money. The fact that you have a program of training and you can revisit all of the videos. It does take practice. And you do have to invest in that. And I'm still practicing now, and I work on it every single time I do any coaching. But what I would say is to head teacher is most certain value for money because of the longevity. But what they do have to do is they have to think about that next stage and how that, and I know you offer that anyway. But what that vision is around the use of it. And how it's really empowering staff. So again, it is absolutely value for money, really value for money.
So how would you say the coaching in school system is different to the sort of coaching that people learn on other courses?
It gives you the practical tools and it gives you a framework. It also empowers you. So when you get to a situation, a conversation with a member of staff, and things aren't where they should be, it gives you the tools to be able to tackle that head on confidently in an accountability way, but a supportive way. And I think that's the real difference is the actual practical application and what you need to do and how you evaluate your coaching as you go along the way and start to actually recognize the difference that it is making for the coachee. And it is about the coachee, it isn't about the coach.
Absolutely. And also, I don't know, did you come across things like the GROW model before in previous training, that sort of thing, with
I've got a vague recollection of that, yes.
Okay, no, that's interesting. You've got a vague recollection.
I mean, the key steps that we have to follow, I can visualize it in my head, and you've got concrete things to actually use, and that's what makes it so powerful, and that's what makes it really stand out from other coaching programs that I've done before.
Brilliant. Yeah, because it is that framework, isn't it? Because generally you get sort of a bit of woolly guidance and that sort of thing, but you don't get that structure that means that you can do it efficiently and get the kind of results like you've got. Brilliant. So what's it like working with us, Helen?
Oh, it's brilliant, Annie. I've really, really enjoyed it. And what I've really valued is knowing that you're both there, knowing that we've got expertise around us, but I've really valued the feedback and how that really developed me. And I think, one of the most important things, I remember Monica saying to me, Helen, you just need to slow down. Slow down, you're going too quick. And because you're in the pace of your day and it's you've got to do, then you are like that all day. But and when she just said, you just need to slow down, I was like, oh, and it was a real kind of light bulb moment. And I know that's a very, very simple thing and an obvious thing, but when you are in your busy day and you've got deadlines to meet and things to actually do, you can easily forget that. So I really valued the professional development that I got on both you and Monica, and I really did take that on board, and I felt that I grew as a leader because of that.
So would you recommend that head teachers, directors of education, that kind of thing, CEOs, executive heads, would you recommend that they did the VIP program?
Definitely. That most certainly to do the VIP program and really stick with it and invest in it, because it does work. It does work.
Amazing. Well, look, I was going to say to you, finally, if you could sum up the Coaching in Schools program in one sentence, what would you say?
I would say it works incredibly well, and it is most certainly a program to heavily invest in.
Oh, thank you so much, Helen. I know you're going to inspire so many people.
I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, no, I really appreciate it. And ultimately, it's about making a difference to more people in more schools and the children, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, helping those leaders, helping those young people be able to reach their solutions to solve the challenges that they face, but also that they're not alone in that journey, and they need to grow and develop as a leader for who they are, and they need to develop it in their style, not anybody else's.
Cool. Yeah. So anything that you'd like to add, Helen?
Just that I found the whole experience really, really rewarding, and it's developed a key aspect of leadership, which I never really thought I'd ever take that direction into. And if I hadn't have done this program, I wouldn't be having the different leadership experiences that I have now. So yeah, I am really grateful.
Oh, and we're really grateful to work with you, Helen, because we've loved it. We've loved every second working with you. We really, really have.
I've really enjoyed it, Annie. It's been brilliant. So much so that when the program came to an end, I was really quite sad. I was like, oh.
We were too. We were like, oh no, we're missing Helen now. That's why we keep in touch, isn't it?
It is. And you are, one thing which I do feel is that, you're a part of a community. So I know that if I need to pick up the phone and say, Annie and Monica, can we catch up? Then I know that's always there, and likewise, and vice versa towards both of you. And that's because you invest in it, and it does take time, and you do need to be patient with it, and give it time to really, for you to really be able to learn what is needed, and for it to become very natural. And practice only does that, doesn't it? So, yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been great, and it really has.